Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. Steve here at Logic FX Trading, and welcome to what I hope will be a continuous thing that I'll do, a regular thing that I'll post here on YouTube. And basically, when we get major decisions coming up, major news events coming up, we'll do a little preview of it, and we'll look at the chart and just give you an idea of what I think may happen with it and how you should go about trading it or managing your trade if you're already in one. So we're going to start today with the ECB meeting, European Central Bank, for anyone who doesn't know. And this is a little article that's been posted on FX Street, which is very good for news articles, etc. And this one's by Sandeep Kanihama. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. And basically what he or she has done is they've taken a look at what 7 of the major banks are saying, what they think the ECB will do today, and we'll just run through those and then we'll look at the chart. Probably the best way to do it. We'll try and keep these tight, 5-10 minutes, guys, and we'll do them on a regular basis, just to give you guys a bit of an idea of how to go about trading news events. Okay, Danske Bank. Analysts at Danske Bank suggest that during today's ECB meeting, they'll expect no new policy signals after June decisions. Draghi's most recent public appearances in Sintra and at the European Parliament shed no new light on its policy stance, albeit at a EU summit he is said to have voiced concerns about private investment. We'll also focus on potential communication on short-term downside risks stemming from protectionism. There's been a bit of news out recently. Trump's met the head of the European Union. Sorry, there's that many of them. I couldn't remember which one it was. Jean-Claude Juncker. The two of them have met up in New York, and they've agreed to tone back the rhetoric on tariffs, which clearly isn't good for the world economy. Trump seems to think it's good for his voting, you know, but at the end of the day, you start you start putting tariffs up and it affects other parts of the American economy. So obviously he's just doing it for headlines. So TDS, we look for today's ECB decision to largely be a summer placeholder. After all, the big decisions were already taken in June. The initial statement, 12:45 BST, should be unchanged. AMRO Governing Council meeting, what's 2 issues. First of all, whether the ECB President Draghi will provide any further signals on precise meaning of the ECB's forward guidance on how long interest rates would remain at certain levels. So they're sort of scratching around, looking for the statement to... They're not expecting anything to happen now, but they'll be listening to what he's saying to see if something may happen down the line. Westpac, with such clear and purposeful guidance on policy deliverance in June, July, ECB meeting feels like a non-event. Okay, guys, let's not go on. They're basically all saying the same thing. So let's go over and have a look at the chart. And here we have the EURUSD chart. I predicted, if we go right back, I've been predicting that this is a flat correction. A messy one at that, but perhaps an A, B, and we'll get a C up into this region, perhaps breaking that bottom, perhaps only coming there, and it could go on further, but either one of those is long for me. That's what I'm expecting to do. I've got an alarm line on there. I'm already in a trade, not on this but on the dollar. The dollar index more or less is a mirror image of that, guys, and I'm in a trade from up here. It's come down, we've had a pull back, it's pushed on down, guys. There's a trend line there, but you know what, you can find lines everywhere in trading, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to turn and come back up, but there is a slight possibility that it could do that, back up to the top again, and we'll be getting some sort of barrier triangle before it breaks long, which is what we expect it to do. But what I'm gambling on is that this breaks down, gives us a steeper A, B, C flat correction before it goes long. So it's a toss up between a triangle and a regular flat with a 5 wave C wave coming down. That's the thing. So how do you go about trading it, guys? Well, obviously you tighten your stops up, not too tight. You need to give it a bit of room to breathe. Let's go back over to the euro. It doesn't have exactly the same format because it hasn't been coming down as deep. On the dollar, these have come down each time to give us that thing that looks like a triangle, guys. But because this is looking more like it's pulling back to give us a correction that looks like this before it goes, I'm running more with this one than the dollar index. So what should happen next? If you're not in this, you could look for a long trade. I wouldn't be looking for a short trade, guys, because there isn't a setup for one. You could look for a long trade on the break of the top of there. Alternatively, if this were to come back down and then give us a setup that looks short, you could start to trade it short, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. With the news, with the bank's view of this being a bit of a non-event, I'm not expecting any big fireworks on the movement of this today, guys. It'll maybe move a little bit either that way or that way, but I can't see it suddenly doing something like that or that. So I don't think we've too much to worry about in that term. Okay, guys, I hope that helps. If you leave some comments underneath this, just give me some direction. Do you like what I'm doing? Would you like me to do something else? Is there something you want me to add? Do you want them shorter? Let me know, guys. It gives me a bit of direction. Okay, that'll do us for today. Bye for now.